Hi guys, it's Stella. Today I have decided to talk about a very effective memory helper technique, which is mnemonics. In our student life, we deal with times where we have too much information to learn and focus on. Many of us go through hard times and even deal with stress, which we know that is not good for our psychological side and our physical side also. So stress is not good, but many of us unfortunately do deal with it because we have more than one test in one day sometimes, and we have more than two quizzes in our classes sometimes, and it's just very stressful. We need to understand that memory is a very delicate thing. We might try to remember things that we have never heard before, or just remind ourselves of information that we have already learned. This is not always that easy. Why? Because we're not doing the right thing. We would think that memory would be stronger, right? But it is not always the case. This does not have to be so hard though, and this is what I'm going to be talking about today. We can all make sure that we learn new things in some easy and fast ways. We all have tried different methods and different techniques that people might have tried to show us and to teach us. But most of the times, they have not worked. At least with me, they have not worked most of the time or all of the times. One technique that I heard about, which is going to be funny, is just put the book under your pillow and put your head over it and go to bed and sleep, and the next morning you're just going to remember everything. I am not sure if any of you has tried that, but I'm not going to. I'm sure my friend was just joking, but it is something that made me smile, made me laugh for that thing, and I decided to look more into it. And the classes that I'm taking, which are some psychology classes, are really good ones, and they have actually helped me in finding the right technique. I would say that mnemonics is a technique that many and many psychologists have tested on people of different ages. So it's not a technique that only works on us, on our age. It works on a younger age, also a older age. So that is great news. It is something that works for everybody. So that's great, right? There are many researchers that investigate the effects of usage of mnemonics. Many memory games offer the opportunity to test your abilities as you explore the mnemonic strategies. Previous research has demonstrated that the usage of mnemonics in educational, like we are right now, and non educational environments has always enhanced the learning ability of the participants. Because we don't need memory just in our school time, we need memory in our everyday life. So, what is memory? In order to speak about the characteristics of memorizing things, we need to know what memory is, right? I really like a quote from a researcher whose name is John Fay. In 2003, he performed a research and he arrived to the conclusion that memory is a glorious and admirable gift of nature by which we recall past things, we embrace present things, and we contemplate future things through the memory of past things. So, through research, we see how much our mind is capable of doing, how many things we are capable of remembering. So, memory is really an admirable thing. So, what are some things that we can do to enhance our memory of tomorrow? Because we're trying to learn things for tomorrow, not just for a specific time. No, we want to remember them for a long time. In order to make sure we have a good memory in our older age, test has proven that we need to have control to our present. If we are careful enough, we will enhance our memory ability by paying a little more attention to circumstances, a little more attention to things that we are learning today. Because if we focus hard enough, if we focus on what we are reading and we give to that reading a specific meaning, a specific image in our mind every time we'll need to recall it and take it off that part of our mind and use it in a conversation, it'll be there. Because many of us have different learning techniques. Like me, for example, I'm very visual. So when I read something, I need to attach an image to it so that when I need to remember it and use it in a later on circumstance, I can just think of the image and that will take me to the meaning of the information that I want to share with someone else. So it is great. Mnemonics has always worked for me. We need to utilize our brains more and make sure we do that often so they will be prepared for future times. We can't just say, oh, okay, when the time will come, I'll just work hard. No, we need to always work hard. It's just like creating habits. If we focus hard enough on something that we are reading today, we will focus hard enough on something that we will be reading tomorrow. So that is a really good exercise. Just like we exercise for our bodies, we need to exercise our memory. We need to exercise our brains so that we'll get used to that routine. We will create habits and we will remember things easier because it will always be the same steps, the same organization. We I have always wanted to read more and more about memory. So some researches that support the idea that has helped, that memory has been helped by mnemonics are the ones that I have been focusing more on. Something that has helped me understand or be sure that mnemonics has helped is a class that I'm taking right now, which is a research methods class. So we are doing a research right now. I am part of a research right now. I am an element of the sample taken by our teacher, our great teacher. He has two sections of this same class, and one of them is going to be the control group, and the other one is going to be the research group. So the control group is called the control group because it does not receive the mnemonic technique, and the research group does. So we have not gotten our results yet, but in the past semesters, because he has always performed this test, this research, and he has revealed to us that in the past semesters, mnemonics has always worked. The group that has received the mnemonic technique has always done better. A friend of mine was in my teacher's class last semester, and he affirmed the fact that it is true because of mnemonics he did better. And it is an everyday life issue because they were working on remembering the 10 commandments in the right order and the whole commandment without forgetting a word and all of that. And it's just something that we, as members of this church, we need to remember them. It is just funny how many of us just don't remember them exactly or in the specific order. But this mnemonic technique just helped my friend. It is helping me, so I can hardly wait for that quiz because I am ready. I'll tell you, I am so ready to take that quiz. So after the experience that I had, I was just sure that I was always going to utilize mnemonics in my future. As a conclusion, I would just like to say that we are busy students. We do have a lot of work, and we will need help in specific times. I was a non believer myself. I did not believe that another technique, was going to be useful to me. But it was, and so now I'm converted to the mnemonic techniques. So I know that most of us have tried many and many strategies, but I can truly say stop looking, people, and I think that mnemonics will help you for your everyday issues, for your everyday information that you need to remember, not just for a few days, but for a pretty long time. So stop looking, use mnemonics, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very successful in the future also. So thank you for listening, and I hope I converted you.